Hello everyone. Next up we'll have Promise Mascot Agency. All shrines run by Phanzon Tunic.
Hi there, it's me, Phanzon Tunic, and we are going to run one of the most hated and chaotic speedrun categories in this game. And it should be a blast, and we will just get right down to it if everyone is ready here. In 3, 2, 1, go. So, All Shrines is a side category of Promise Mascot Agency where instead of completing the story of the game, we will get about 5 minutes into Act 2 and then not do any other story beats for the rest of the game. And it's great because who wants to do the story? We're just we're just going to be driving, and that's kind of what this category is all about. We're driving from driving from shrine to shrine with a couple pit stops along the way for all 30 shrines on the island. So it's kind of a long category, but this is intro. Intro is kind of an auto scroller. There's this brief driving sequence which you can mess up, and normally I would just reset if we ever messed up here, but why would I? But that went well, and now we have some more text mashing through so the story sequence to sit through. Act 1 is kind of the prelude to the game. It's setting up why Michi's in the situation that he is. But if you want the full story, this is not really the category for that, since we're not really going to be doing it anyway. But the abbreviated version is, this is some kind of Yakuza deal. Michi and Tokihiro are gonna mess it up. They're gonna kick some ass. He's gonna clobber people with his trademark broom. I don't know why he has a broom, but he always carries it. And they're still gonna lose because all these people are gonna pull guns. And then, so they're gonna bring shame upon the Yakuza, and somebody's gotta take the fall for it. So Michi's gonna be exiled to this island, and they're going to cut off his pinky so they can fake his death. And that's basically all you really need to know for the setup here. But what I can tell you is the history of this category a little bit, because All Shrines was originally something that Abby created on the demo, when the demo came out and we were still speedrunning that. And she ran it several times, got the record down to the sub 8-minute milestone, because in the demo there were only 12 shrines instead of 30. And then quit the category forever because she hated it so much. And then I started running it and absolutely fell in love with it for quite a while. And so I've been running this category pretty much once a week since about April now. And when the full game came out, I took it upon myself to sort of route out how we would do it and figure out what some of the fastest ways to zip between shrines would be. And it was pretty fun, and what we ended up with was what this route we have right here is, where we're going to sort of work our way up the mountain while trying to maintain as much speed as possible, because this game sort of has two ways to move fast. One is decreasing the distance you have to drive, and the other one is moving at a very, very high speed the entire time. So, now you can see the giant tanuki. Wave to the giant tanuki, we'll never see it again.
Hi, Giant Tanuki.
And now I am finishing up Act 1, which is the intro segment right now. Michi, our main character, is in the body bag in the back of the K-truck, and there it is on the horizon, the titular Promise Mascot Agency. But wait, it's not even the agency yet. If you can read the sign, it says Hotel Promise. What's going on here? This is not a hotel game. I don't know what's happening.
I don't even know what kind of game it is. Also, hello, I am here. I have not been introed, but I am doing commentary for this. Hello.
I am so sorry for that. May I
You're good. I
introduce...
was wondering when you were gonna bring me up.
I just got so focused. May I introduce the amazing The King's Pride, extremely talented speedrunner, host, and commentator, who was just on GDQ last night. And
Hello. I've never seen this game before. There's a toe on screen? Question mark.
well, technically she's a pinky. She's a severed finger. But she looks more like a toe, so we all just call her a toe to piss Abby off. And so now you can kind of see what's going on as I mash through the text as fast as we can. The Promise Mascot Agency was previously what we will refer to as a love hotel before it was acquired by the Mascot Agency, which is really just, I think, Pinky and Shiori at this point. But now we will begin our journey to the first of our shrines, and we have access to the boost ability, which is going to make us be able to move a lot faster. So you'll see me blasting through shrines very quickly there. That was one already done, and we've had control of the car for about 30 seconds, and that was actually a gold slip. So there are 30 of these shrines. We will be driving from shrine to shrine as fast as we can, and there's a lot of... Oh, that is actually the worst thing that can happen there. I always reset if that happens. What I was going for is there's a really specific bonk where if you look at the way the shrines are set up, they all have torii gates in the front of them. And if you bonk in the specific spot above that lion's head, when you get that jump, it will spin the truck around and face you in the correct direction to head to the third shrine, which is what we always try to do. But I was a little bit too far to the left there, so I flew completely over the top. Which kind of happened. This is a really chaotic and brutal category. But thankfully we got a good snipe on that shrine. Just try, that's the goal with that one, is just to blast down the hill as fast as humanly possible. But unfortunately we got spawned in a kind of tough spot. So here we are going to get up this hill so we can regain control of the car, because for some reason there's a spot on the ground that forces the truck to spin out in that one spot. And we like to try to avoid it. That's kind of a trend with this game. I like to call this category 1,000 ways for the run to die, because it's literally like you can run over something or not even be close to a rock, or get crazy RNG like that. He was exactly where my drift was supposed to be. Yeah, so that is something that I meant to talk about, is that this game has traffic, and it's completely random. So at any point in the game, we could just get blasted in the face by a truck as we go around a corner and lose like 20 seconds. It's so chaotic. But that's one of the things that makes this game so fun, is it's just ridiculous and absurd, and we love it. So what we've just done there is obtained a business license, which means that we can technically start opening the Mascot Agency and hiring mascots and doing all the things the game wants you to do to beat the story. But as you've seen, we've already gotten 4 shrines done, and we're not even really out of this sort of beginning sequence of the game here. But now we will return to the Mascot Agency briefly to get some bookkeeping stuff done. Pinky will teach us about this menu, which I have to focus on because it's very easy to lose time here. But after this, you'll just see me do a bunch of mashing and driving for a bit. So this would be a great time for donations if we have any, or if anybody wants to talk about our incentives.
Sure. We have a few incentives going at the moment. I'd say the closest one we've got is apologies for finding it there. Just the watch the campfire cutscene for Liana's inception. It's a dialogue-focused cutscene with the 2 main characters, Lena and Paige, just roasting marshmallows, chatting a little bit about adventures, and confessing love in a very silly, adorable way. It sounds like a very cute incentive. I'd say, you know, if you want to get your donations in, just check the pinned link in the Twitch chat.
Wonderful. That sounds like a really great incentive. I'll probably have to donate towards that myself in a little bit. But what you just witnessed was the first, what I call boss fight of the run, which was the dialogue with Tofu. He's one of the mascots that we have to hire for the agency, but we're never going to send him on a job. That's for any percent. We don't do that here. Instead, we will talk to Shiori to sort of complete our... We have to talk to Shiori. We have to get these 2 hero cards so that we can take on jobs successfully. And then we will go over here and talk to Endo, which has some of my favorite music in the game. I'll just let it play for a sec. It's so catchy. We love Endo. He's just kind of this guy who gives us jobs when we talk to him. That's also any percent stuff that we don't need to worry about for all shrines. But what we do need to do, you see, is get to the final boss. And to get to the final boss, we have to progress the story at least that much. So now this is actually one of the hardest splits. I have to do this drift around the corner without getting hit by a truck, which you see I narrowly escaped doing. And then preferably not bonk into that pole, but it happens. I would still say in the scheme of that run, that was actually kind of fast. We actually saved time there, according to my splits. And then it immediately goes into another really hard shrine, where I'm sort of using this strategy where I just maintain a boost as much as we can. Oh, that was so bad. Wow, I've never seen that happen before. I had so much speed that we went completely over the fence. But yeah, what you were seeing me do was do this sort of strategy in those 2 splits where we're maintaining our boost the entire time we're driving. So we can just kind of constantly maintain one big drift and get a little bit of boost back from it. Normally what you're supposed to do is bonk right here on this pole and have it spin you around so you're facing the right way, instead of just completely launching over the hill like I did. But hey, life happens, especially in a Mascot agency game.
So, Phanzon, like I said, this is the first time that I've seen this game before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a driving simulator? Is that the vibe of the whole
Incorrect.
thing? It's like...
It's a deck builder. We just do not interface with the deck building components at all in this run. That's a very great question. But I now have to ask our host, well, we got it anyway, whether cats or dogs won, and I got a crazy bounce that I've never seen before. So we ended up collecting one of the cat cards, which was supposed to be for the bid war incentive, but I'm guessing cat won, correct?
Just double checking that, but I'd say... Looks like cat's won.
Alright, yeah, so you'll see me 3 other times during this run collecting those cards with the cats on them. That is a facet of this game. As I said, it's a deck builder. But here is the final boss. Or really, this is kind of like the first phase of the final boss that, like, you don't really know there's going to be a second phase, but it does kind of come after. But Jose is the final boss because if I don't press B on that menu, we lose 20 seconds. And it's really easy not to press B because you're literally just mashing A through his entire dialogue there. So if I mash A one too many times and accidentally get that cutscene to trigger, we lose so much time. And because of that, Jose is sort of the final boss. And so, hooray, we beat the final boss. Even though he's Jose, and we love Jose. But the reason we had to do the final boss was that Jose is the last story beat we need to do during the run. Because if you saw during the cutscene, getting that interaction with Jose releases these foxes out into the map. which are sort of... we actually didn't get the drift I like there, so we're a little bit slower than we normally would be. But it releases the foxes into the map, which enable us to... get upgrades for the truck. Each fox is an upgrade for the truck, and it's sort of an idea that was in Jose's head that escaped him, is what the plot calls it, and that was a gold somehow. But what you see as we get to each shrine, it's kind of different from the All Shrines category in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, where we're not trying to complete the shrines so much as we're trying to clean them off. And so that's what we do when we get to each shrine, because they're all defaced right now in the state they currently are. So Michi takes his trademark broom, and he sweeps up, and he gets rid of, the random bicycles and things that they have all around them. And yeah, we just have to do that a bunch of times in this category, and it is great. Sometimes my controller does not respond there, so I'm very glad that it did. This is actually a really hard split to get quickly. And it's because there's a lot of sequences where you'll see me sort of going off into the bush and driving up a hill rather than taking the long path around on the road. And that's because of something that I mentioned earlier about how, that's unfortunate. About how maintaining a short distance as well as maintaining high speed is the two ways we can get between shrines really fast in this game. This shrine itself, as you see me just slam into a rock there, has a name to it. This shrine, I will not mention the name that I call it because it is not savory, but it can go one of two ways, and you either get the snipe and you shoot right across the bridge off the ledge, or you don't, and it loses you a ton of time, and today we didn't. But here's another one of our cat cards. I'll hang out on the screen a bit so you can see how cute they are, that we have to pick up because of the incentive that we normally would grab.
It is Big Tanuki.
Oh, did we see Big Tanuki? I guess you're right. This is a pretty hard split, so I'm normally just paying attention to driving here. For some reason, that hill I just drove up has a very, the way it's coded just makes you spin out for no reason when you pass that area. So I'm usually just laser locked in trying not to spin out. Because what you often don't see me doing, but I am doing, and I assure you I'm doing, is there's a lot of spaces where the game will just sort of spin you out for no reason if you drive over it. But what I'm doing in a lot of situations is anticipating the direction we would be spinning out in. Oh, this is the absolute worst thing that can possibly happen. I have to respawn this before we... Okay, yeah, so we were about to... We bounced off the top of a... How much time did we... Where are we? Okay, there we are. There we are. Yeah, this is one of the hardest splits, too, because we try to launch ourselves down this little hill as fast as we can, but if you overshoot it, or if you bonk on something, or if you press B to jump, because for some reason they made jumps really crazy in the most recent update. I used to use jumps a lot to get from shrine to shrine, but now if you jump in the truck, you will fly so high, and I have no idea why that is. But here's another one of our cat cards. Yay, cat cards. And yeah, so I was about to fall down the entire mountain there, and by doing the respawn function, I stopped us from falling off the entire mountain, which would have lost us a minute more than we actually lost. This shrine is, I call it River Shrine, because it's the only one that's right here by the river. But this was a really bad river shrine. Normally we try to just land directly on top of it and grab it, but if you miss or if you jump off at the wrong part of the bridge, or a wrong part of that cliff there, it's really not that helpful. And especially we also got really stuck in terms of this stupid bridge collision here. So yeah, this is one of the many reasons why this category is hated and infuriating in a lot of ways. But it's also super fun, because It's just about precision driving and having a good time doing it. And oh man, I need to adjust my aim. Okay. Hopefully I can slow down somehow.
So I'm trying to put it together in my mind, right? Because this seems like an odd game, but I think that I figured it out. So it's a deck builder. It's an indie deck builder where we're driving around and talking to people and getting cards. So this is just Signs of the Sojourner.
But pretty much Signs of the Sojourner, but a driving game.
But also we have this round map in the bottom left, and we got cartoon characters and we're driving all crazy style. So this is just Simpsons Hit and Run. Is what I'm gathering. But we're also cleaning. So this is Power Wash Simulator. But also we're getting fans, so clearly this is a precursor to Uma Musume. I put it all together, folks. You're welcome.
Pride, you have cracked the code. You have utterly
It's
cracked it.
Power Musume Hit and Run. Signs of the Power Musume Hit and Run. There we go.
Oh, I almost got the perfect drift there. This is one of the really hard splits where you have to just maintain a high speed and drift the whole time. And that last corner is really tough, and I cut it too early. But that was actually pretty good in terms of how that split can go. You often get screwed by RNG there. This is also a pretty long split. Might be a good time to throw it over to any donations if we have them.
In the meantime, I'll just update on the incentives again, if you don't mind. Or
sure, yeah.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, we have the my apologies. As I mentioned, we have the Watch the Campfire cutscene for Leanne's Inception. That run's coming up fairly soon, so the cutoff is close, I think. We also have an incentive open for Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways, so people can assign their donations to both Leanne's Inception and the outfit poll as well, just to decide what's being worn.
Alright, well, we just completed one of the longer splits, and if you noticed, I almost got RNG'd a couple times there.
Great name for it.
Yeah, I think Abby came up with that, to be honest. That's actually a particularly difficult split that we just did, where the game just pulls you to the right. It just pulls you to the right so hard, and you have to hold... Sorry, it pulls you to the left. You have to hold right in really specific spots to stop from getting pulled that way. This is another extremely difficult split where we have to drop down that cliff for a segment. And it... Oh man, it just likes to go crazy there. But that wasn't the worst that I've ever seen. We didn't actually crash into anything. I just spun out for a bit. And now we will come to... I think this is one of the last of the cat cards we will be getting this run, but here it is. Everybody admire it. The cat cards. And now it comes to another really hard split. Now, here you'll see me doing another thing I said about minimizing distance, where I have to start driving into this really steep cliff at a really specific spot so that we can boost up it at a high speed without losing too much time, and then employ another strategy that you've seen me doing a couple times there, but I haven't touched on yet, which is when you destroy signs that have Mayor Maeda's face on them, which is good. We hate Mayor Maeda. Nobody likes Mayor Maeda. You actually get a little bit of your boost meter back. So you've seen me doing that a couple times. It also works when you grab piles of coins. And so as a way to sort of keep ourselves moving at a high speed, we want to destroy signs in specific locations when we can. Signs, another, is the Secret Signs of the Sojourner reference? I don't know. But we are approaching the summit of the mountain, which sort of brings us into our last phase of the run. And one of the most difficult phases of the run for sure. I forget, is this a cat card too? It is! We got all 5 cat cards, so now it's fully upgraded. These are our fully upgraded shiny cats. So everybody wave hi and bye. We won't see them.
Hello and goodbye, shiny cats.
Now I'm going to jump over that bridge, power on the boost, launch over this hill, and there is a fast strategy where we get a specific pile of coins in the woods here to make our traversal through the woods a little faster, but it's really hard not to crash into this dip in the ground where it just kind of puts you in a divot. So we elected to avoid that for today. But we are really approaching the summit now. As you can see, there's not even any car NG up here. The cars just kind of stop at this point. And here we will meet our true final boss of the run. Jose was just the precursor. The true final boss is what Jose unleashes, one of his foxes. And we need this fox to complete the run because the final 2 shrines are on separate islands. And the only way we can navigate to those islands quickly is either by swimming or going through the water or flying. I haven't mentioned that we can fly in this game yet, but you can. I'm going to slow down here to try to demonstrate a fast strat, but we'll probably miss it. Yeah, we missed it. Something with the new update when they nerfed gravity makes it so I miss that every time there. But the way you're supposed to do it is drop right into the hitbox of it and collect the shrine real fast there instead of having to turn around. But having to turn around is not horrible because, oh my gosh, it's the fox! Oh man. We have a slight chance here if I can catch up to it. Oh no. Okay.
Oh, he juked you.
We missed it. He juked me. Yeah, so I'm going to show the backup strategy because it's safer and we'll probably lose less time there. We can't, unfortunately, really chase the fox. And the fox, unlike being car NG, like the cars, is actually time-based. So the amount of time that we lose in the run modifies where the position of the fox will be. So because we were so behind, the fox was in that specific spot, and oh man, this is not good. Oh man, this is not good. Okay. Well, this is why the fox is the final boss of the run. I had a feeling this was going to happen because it's pretty much RNG and there's not really a big way for me to stop it. But the backup strategy is just to kind of sit here and wait for him. And when he comes across this bridge, he'll come straight across this bridge. But as you can see here, there's all these waterfalls in this lake here. So when we stopped chasing him, when we were chasing him at the beginning when we first saw him, we actually have to do that because if you look over in the center of my screen right now, there's a big gap in the lake where there's a waterfall over there and the fox will just hop right across it and there's no bridge. So 100% of the time, if you try to chase the fox that way, you will fall in the water, end up going down the waterfall, and lose like 5 minutes instead of 2. Like, it's much faster just to sit here and wait the 60 seconds for the fox cycle or whatever it is. So yeah, you can see him coming towards us now. But luckily, we still have another trick that will be cool to see if I can get it this run. So as long as we're moving fast enough, the fox will not hop over our heads. Because that is a thing, the fox can hop over your head if you're not moving fast enough. And we're able to just sort of pin him on that bridge there, where he can't really dodge around us. And now, we can fly.
As all small Japanese trucks can do.
As all Japanese K trucks can do. So now we're going to nosedive onto this adjacent mountain, which would have cost us a bunch of time to climb by driving, but we can just crash into the side of the mountain here and get it a lot faster flying directly down from the top of the mountain. That's one of the big routing decisions that I had to figure out to get this category to work. And now we will be going to the 2 difficult to get shrines I mentioned earlier. So if you'll see on my map here, there's a shrine icon all the way over there. So what we'll actually be doing is employing a weird strategy. If you notice, it says plus 13 boost refill by my boost meter right now. It's because when you fly, you gain the ability to recharge your boost faster. And that helps us in this situation because I can get the trick. I nailed it. Okay, everybody. Just
Very
wait.
nice.
I slowed down a little bit on purpose so we wouldn't miss this because it's just hilarious. In the most recent update, they made it so when you trigger a shrine without touching the ground while you're flying, as I just did, so that was a really fast way to enter and exit that shrine, the wings just disappear. Now we're just a flying truck. We have no wings, and we can fly through the air with fire shooting out of our tailpipe, which is the trick I was mentioning. If you mash the boost button at a really specific frequency, you will get uninterrupted boost while you're flying through the air. It's only a strat you can do while you're flying, and it saves a massive amount of time, but also breaks the game in that we're going so crazy fast that our controls get really hard to do. And that's why I'm going to slow down again a bit here so I can try to hit this. Oh, I nailed it. Nice. But this is obviously much faster than landing and grabbing the shrines on the ground here. As you can see, we maintained all of our crazy amount of speed. And we can just carry that straight through into the next shrine. Which the last two shrines we'll grab are out on sort of beach areas towards the edge of the map here. We could have gotten them earlier, but it would have required us to make another trip back up. We would have had to jump off the cliff again and then traverse back up. So it's easier to just blast our way through once we have the wings and can move at really high speed. And that was a gold. There's actually another route that I've been cooking up that employs this strategy while we're stuck upside down. Holy smokes. I can't move. I've never seen this before. We're just gonna respawn. But there's actually another route that I've been working on cooking up that, where's the shrine now? I'm so turned around. My map is still freaking out. That's so bizarre. That employs this trick that Pandemonium, another any percent runner of the game, found, which is a way to yeet yourself up the mountain to get the wings really fast. But the problem is that landings tend to be really unpredictable with the wings to begin with, more so than the flying is. And it also takes 3 minutes to get up the mountain to do the yeet. So I have not yet found a way to save those 3 minutes back by rerouting the shrines with flying. But that was our 30th shrine. And you can see now on my map that we have 100, or on my menu that we have 100% of the shrines completed. So that is time for this run for all shrines, actually.
GG's.
Well done.
Yeah, there was a bit of chaos, as I anticipated. We narrowly avoided falling down the mountain once, and then I guess when you have invisible wings, you can get stuck in the ground. That's a new thing that we just found today, so that's great. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. I'm really thankful to the organizers of the event for choosing to let us showcase this category, because it's so goofy and random, and it's a great time. So yeah.
Well, good job getting underestimate. You know, any run that ends underestimate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were about 3 minutes and 20 seconds behind world record. So I wouldn't necessarily call that the best run of all time, but it wasn't bad.
Problem at all.
Was not bad at all.
Phanzon, do you have any shout outs you'd like to do before we hand it off?
No, I will be back on here in a little bit, so I'll just do more of a closing remark after that run. So I don't really have too much to say after this time. I just wanted to say again that I appreciate everyone who's working so hard to put this event on, and that events like these are so amazing and powerful, and I just I'm just glad to be here. I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining me, Pride. Thank you so much for hosting. I don't want to butcher the Gaelic that I assume your name is, but
no worries.
but yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah. On that note, just a $10 donation from Typerex saying good luck on your runs, Phanzon. And I echo that sentiment.
Ooh, Type Rex, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for showing up. Well, that was a great run, everyone. And we've still got more coming up. Next, we'll have Lena's Inception, perfect ending, blindsided by Maple Snow Girl. And I'll be handing you over to a very capable host, Valeria Asteria. For now, that's me. I'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks very much, all.